Oh dear, this fixture again. I've seen this fixture so many times, and I wonder if today Notts will actually turn up in this fixture or any local fixture. See, since 2014-15, Notts have played either Mansfield or Chesterfield in a league game, in the Football League, guys, every season. Obviously excluding our 4 years in the National League. We've played 17, we've won 2, drew 4, lost 11, scoring 12 and conceding 32. That is absolutely atrocious. There's a reason why it's not Sons don't really like these fixtures or the build up to these. It's because we never play well in them, we never turn up in them. I've seen Notts play Chesterfield 15 times. We've won 4, drew 5 and lost 6. One of them draws includes the playoff final. So I can't make a deal with someone where we would win the playoff final on penalties, but you have to swap it for not beating them when they do eventually come up. Come on Notts, come on you pies, let's do this. Tangen and Neopenda start behind Dennis. Matty Palmer's back in the starting 11. Rob McDonald starts in place of Lewis McCauley. And Alassane Shatter is back on the bench. If anything can happen in these last few games, you get some weird results this time of the season, where teams at the bottom beat teams at the top. Nothing clear cut yet in the opening 7 minutes, but what I am noticing is there is the chance them to play the ball in behind our defence. We've really got to push up more, especially Tangen and Dennis. Really got to be on their toes a bit more. Tangen's done well when the ball reaches either Braybuck or Naylor, but we've really got to be on it with that press. Few problems in that. Firstly, it was a foul on Jody. Secondly, I don't know why Benoit has just gone straight through Markande there. Told you it's this fixture again. Ollie Norbert's been sent off for chucking Dobber's boot off the pitch. It was a foul on Dennis on halfway. That's the most Dennis has been involved this game, and he didn't even score. Ball across by Jody. And it definitely even looked like an own goal for me, and if I can see it from the top, which is miles away from the other end, it's definitely an own goal. It's playing back with 10 than we did it with 11. Obviously expect them to have more of the ball anyway, because obviously we're at a man's disadvantage, but it was good work down our left hand side anyway. Literally, they went ahead, moments later it's 2-2. Jones has got to keep getting at Sam Curtis. It's just that red card, it really has made us more open. So really didn't deal with it for their goal. But Jody Jones has been marvellous down that side.
We need to make 1 or 2 changes, I think, as the game goes on. I think Black looks uncomfortable playing out of position, whether or not it's a case of play a back 4, put Macari as a right back. Tangen's disappeared for the last 15 minutes, but maybe it's not the game to showcase what he can do when you're a midfielder down. It's going to be an interesting half-time talk, I'm sure. He's letting some of their stuff go that he isn't letting go for us, and let's hope we do it.
Making subs, it's like Bennett, Swall and McCauley coming on. Platts looks injured, that does not look good. That's him. Hopefully it's nothing serious. It's going to be a whole half of them having the ball, and we're just going to have to take what time we have when we do have the ball. Yeah, as predicted, I saw that coming, to be honest. Like, it was only a matter of time. Even though we played better in the first half with 10 men, the numerical advantage was always going to come back to bite us. they were just going to have a lot of the ball and just keep, take their chances when they can get a crossing. That is, when they can get a crossing, they'll put it in. That's what I mean. Looks like Kuyon might be coming on now for Jody. I admitted defeat when we went down to 10 men because of what I've just said. They were just going to have all the ball and it was just the numerical advantage was going to tell.
They dealt with the 10v11, they worked on what to do. They probably had about 35 of the 45 minutes that half. Sadly, for all that we made the effort first half, we gave away a cheap goal. And Ollie Norman's got to shoulder this one.
Obviously a very frustrating defeat, and I'm never ever optimistic about these games. I'm pessimistic about every game, but especially local games. I mean, this isn't really a derby, it's never been classed as a derby, but this fixture has had more tension in it in recent years due to our years together in the National League being the closest the closest fixture geographically to each other, and also the several times we fought for promotion from that league. This game was really, it's hard to judge it from a tactical point of view from our side because obviously we spent so long down to 10 men. They do take the lead early on, and is it a foul on Jody? I've looked back at it to see, and yeah, it is. Is it the first time that it's not been given in the build-up to an opposition goal? No, it happened away at Bomley, it happened away at Shrewsbury. It's just standard for us now. But we, again, like those, we do have several chances where we can cut it out before it actually goes in. And here Mark Candy does well. He dribbles past a few players, but Bordeaux, just take one for the team. Take one for the team. I also don't think Palmer does enough on the edge of the area to try and cut out the pass into Dobber. The first goal, it's not the first time he celebrated in front of us before. I mean, he literally did it in the 2-1, in our 2-1 win at their place when we had Williams as gaffer. And then the red card comes afterwards. Now, if you're going to do this, do it when you haven't been booked, Ollie. But when you're on a yellow, you're basically asking to be sent off. And no matter who it was, no matter what player it was or what opposition it could have been, it could have been any other Chesterfield player. It could have been also Daniel Canu of Walsall. It could have been Mitch Pinnock of Bromley. It could have been Arthur Reed of Colchester. It could have been any player in this division, and the record and the decision would have still been the same. It's not the first time, I mean, the first one, I believe it. I looked it back to look at the decision. Norman does get the yellow card. Is there a slight overreaction from the tackle? Probably, but again, we should be used to it. Adam Virgo literally called it out. It literally criticised him for it in the playoff final. So it's not like we're not used to it. Same with celebrating in front of the Kop. Literally every player this season, every opposition player this season who scored at the Kop end has celebrated in front of our fans, in front of the Kop. Literally, Barrow did it a few weeks back. I mean, Salford did it in our first home game. Literally, it happens. Everybody celebrates in front of the Kop. We're nuts. It's what happens. Stupidity from Norburn, and from that, and from early on, we were at a disadvantage, and we have to run that extra, 10, 15 yards to make up for the gap in our midfield. And it was always going to tell when it did in the end. But firstly, fair play, great character shown to get back into the game. We worked the ball well with Iapenda and Tangen, and Jones does well up against Curtis. Low driven cross, and Swinkles turns it into his own net. They do go back ahead though. Again, I feel like Bordeaux could do better here, as could Cerullo. He doesn't deal with it, and Naylor heads in. But we get back into it again, which was a surprise. You know what? We equalised twice, and it was really unexpected because after we went down to 10 men, having been 1-0 down already, it felt, anything was a bonus at that point because, I'm already pessimistic before the game. and I feel like we're going to lose anyway because we never turn up in these fixtures. But I kind of just resigned myself to defeat once we went down to 10 men. But we showed great character to get back into it twice. Jones once again gets past Curtis, and this time a really good ball in, and at the second time of asking, Platt bundles it in to send us into the half-time break, 2 apiece. Jones was really doing well up against Curtis. He had him all the time, I thought, and Curtis was on the booking as well, and they made a good decision to bring him off at that point and bring Donosian on. And then obviously, they're a possession-based team. They like to have the ball. The stats show you we've wanted to relinquish a bit of possession in trade for being better off the ball. So it's going to be 45 plus minutes up against, with 10 men, missing a centre midfielder against a team who likes to have possession, which means we're going to have more possession, and we're going to have to run that extra yard to try and get it off them all the time. And it was all I knew it was coming because the man advantage would tell in the end. By this point, we made some subs as well. Mandeville gets free at the back post. Bennett loses his man, 3-2. We have a few. From then on, I don't really think there was much in the game after that. They fired a few shots over during the second half, before and after the goal. And we had a few corners that, it was a bit of a scramble in the area, but they didn't really come to anything. But no, the main thing for me, the main point for me, like I've seen us lose to Chesterfield seen us lose to Chesterfield 6 times before. 7 times if you count the COVID season. It's nothing new. Players celebrating in front of us, nothing new. Us not turning up in this fixture, nothing new. We're used to it. The main annoying point for me to come from this game was, I look at our bench. Yeah, this was the key part when we made them subs. What have we got to bring off the bench to change this game? And this is not just this game. This is most games throughout the season. The fact that Patson's got this team to 4th, he's done a good job of it. I look at the recruitment from the summer, which I said it's going to come back to affect us in the running, and not improving certain positions well enough in January is going to come back to hurt us in the running, like not having enough quality and strength in depth at wing back and an attacking mid. But after Jones and Cerula, the strength in wing back is just not there. Tangen didn't have a great game, but once we have a man sent off, and when we have to put Iapenda back, who have we got in attacking midfield we can bring on that can help us a bit? And this is not the fault of them players. This is the fault of the recruitment. I mean, we've signed, and you know what? These players, they work hard, but that's the minimum I expect. I want that bit of quality after that. That's what us fans want. What's intriguing is going to be who we're going to start up front on Tuesday. Because Jata can't play more than, 20 minutes? And Love's suspended. You got Denny suspended now. It's going to be quite fun to see who we put up top. If you've enjoyed the vlog, give it a like, comment down below your thoughts on the game. Stay subscribed if you're subscribed. Subscribe if you're new. Be safe, be champions. And as always, toodaloo.